You're live. Okay. So first of all, if anybody is familiar with the term honeypot, and I'm not talking about Daydream Bunny's cute little tattoo. Well, I haven't seen it in person, but I imagine it's very cute. That is affiliated with Winnie the Pooh. I'm talking about honeypot. Honeypotting. We're going to do a little experiment. So it's going to go like this. We're going to use Google first. Google. See, I found Thunderbolt books. It's open, Agent Norma. Whenever you see this, and I called them, their hours are now 11 to 8, just FYI. Honeypot. Let's just put honeypot. Okay. Google gives me a bunch of products, target links. Okay. Weird. You know, they have like suggested stuff. Right. The first one is, what is honeypot in a woman? Let's see what that is. Honeypot meaning. Best 7 definitions of honeypot. Okay, so first of all, before I'm looking at this right now, we have my limited understanding of what is like CIA operations or intelligence operations to get women together so that they're speaking about stuff. And it's a form of like, and I guess honeypotting alludes to like pretty women. So the first thing, all that stuff was like products, face cream, blah, blah, blah. And then when I go, this is from Google, we're going to do DuckDuckGo next. Espionage, spy, one who uses sex to trap and blackmail their target. That's the first definition. A server that is configured to detect an intruder by mirroring a real production system. It appears as an ordinary server doing work, but all the data and transactions are phony. Located either in or outside the firewall, the honeypot is used to learn about Habibti. Come here. Yella, 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 yella. Come here. Honda. It's used to learn about an intruder's tech. Habibti! Halas, come here. I know you did a good protection, but it was just the neighbor, so you could just relax now. I know, Ozzy knows. The honeypot is used to learn about an intruder's techniques as well as to determine vulnerabilities in the real system. Honey nets, I guess I'll look that up, is a network containing honey pots. A virtual honey net is one that resides in a single server but pretends to be a full network. Okay. It says look up dark net. I've never been on the dark net. That shit will freak me out. Okay. Another definition is a pet name for a loved one. Come here. So there's the Honeypot Lounge. There's a beauty salon, a bunch of businesses in LA called that. There's the Honeypot LLC. Oh, that's a face company. They're located in Georgia. See, there's always like overt and covert, you know? Angela, hi. Have you ever heard of honeypots? Okay, let's go to Merriam-Webster. So recently somebody actually it's on my Patreon. It's private. Well, whatever. It's on my Patreon. But the survivor that we spoke to mentioned like just like that she was happy about my channel and stuff, but also that she had a concern about honeypotting because so many people had such rare things. Like out of 18 people, I think like 7 people had like 3 different rare things. And I even said first, I was like, how is this good that like, you know, whoever, like, Google's owned by the Department of Justice. It's known. Like, I'm talking right now to the NSA. They're listening. Whether they're listening actively or not, I wish you guys would be nicer to a lot more people, including myself, and pay me my money. Different subject. But, I said, "Why would it be good that" she's like, "You've got a real community, like a real community of, like, that and we're talking about sonar and like we're whales above water and stuff like that. And then she brought up honeypotting, and that's why I'm looking more into it. And she's like, it's when intelligence agencies like on purpose bring together women, especially of intelligence or that have gifts, and then we're talking and we're emailing and we're texting and we're communicating here. I thought you for some reason it said and I'm always ready for something funny from you. I thought it said, "I have no interest." I was like, "Well, okay, considering you're the only person here that's chatting back with me, I guess I just won't skip through it." No. I don't remember what "no, I haven't" was. I know I asked you a question. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was. Oh, honeypotting. Um, So she's like, so that's what it is. There's always like an overt and covert or like a habibtis, and you guys, it's kids playing outside. It's not a threat. Hondo beans. I want to tell you a secret. No, it's okay. It's just a baby enjoying himself. You don't have to get upset. Um, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I needed them to not bark. Um, so whatever. Okay, let's see. Honeypot. Now we're at Merriam-Webster. One that is attractive or desirable, a substantial source of money. Um, okay. Now we're gonna go to duckduckgo.com. I think I have that up on my phone actually, which we should all be using, we should all be using, but theoretically is probably owned by Google now. Honeypot. Oh gosh. Reddit freaks me out. Um, what is a honeypot? So I technically changed the variable slightly, not on purpose, used Google and just wrote honeypot using DuckDuckGo and wrote what is honeypot? A pot of honey. Wait, what happened? Attractive visitors. A place which attracts visitors. A place which attracts visitors. Wait, what the fuck? Um, A honeypot is controlled and safe environment for showing how attackers work and examining different types of threats. Um, Geeks for geeks. What you got? Honeypot is a network attached system. So there's always going to be like different anything if you like. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But for anything that has any sort of significant, remember words, spells, spelling, anything that has any significant value, especially if it's affiliated or connected to something that um, there would be an invested interest for the masses not to know about. There's going to be brands, there's going to be TV shows, there's going to be celebrities, there's going to be everything else to cover it up, right? Honey trapping. The honeypot or trap involves making contact with an individual who has it has information or resources. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like counterintelligence shit. Honey trapping is an investigative practice. So theoretically, how that would work was that would be Sloan and I would be like honey, and we would be attracting a bunch of different people with information, with let's see. Honey trapping is an investigative practice involving the use of romantic. They said that Marilyn Monroe was under like a honeypot situation. Like she was having sex with, I think, JFK and his brother and talking. I mean, there's some CIA saying like the best way to get information is under the sheets or some shit like that. But she was like talking to them about stuff that they wanted to hear about. Honey trapping, I feel like that's what they used Pamela Anderson to go see Assange for. I don't know if I'm using the definition correctly, which we're learning together. DuckDuckGo. Practice involving the use of romantic or sexual relationships for interpersonal, political, including state espionage, or monetary purpose. The honeypot or trap involves making contact with an individual who has information or resources required by a group or individual. You see how fucking vague they are? The trapper will then seek to entice the target into a false relationship, which may or may not include actual physical involvement. I feel like sex workers get involved with this a lot from personal experience, in which they can glean information or influence over the target. The term honey trap is also used when dating sites are used to gain access to a victim. Private investigators are often employed to create honeypot by wives, husbands. I feel like that's everything that happens in Hollywood from what I'm understanding this is saying right now. Private investigators, handlers, are often employed to create honeypot by wives, husbands, and other partners, usually when an illicit romantic affair is suspect is sorry and other partners, usually when an illicit romantic affair is suspected of the target or subject of the investigation. Occasionally, the term may be used for practice creating an affair. Blackmail. Honey trap is used primarily to collect evidence on the subject of the honey trap. Spycraft. Okay. Honeypot. I just did that. Okay. Oh, shut up. Computer security. A trap set to I'm sorry. Computer security is one of the definitions of honeypot. Uh, Wikipedia. Computer security. A trap. I don't like traps. Traps are what cowards use. Trap is when you can't face something. You trap them, and that's manipulative and it's bullshit. The only time you should trap something is if it's like in your house and it's hurting your animals, like a rat or something that won't go away. I don't even like that concept. A trap set to detect or deflect attempts of unauthorized use of information systems quotations. Okay, I one of the synonyms is vagina. I'm not joking. Can you see that? Synonym, vagina, right there. Yeah, Marilyn. Dude, there's a documentary on something right now about Hugh Hefner. It's such a load of shit. And then when it talks about Marilyn, I was just mad. I was like at my neighbor's house. He gets so annoyed with me. Because first of all, Hugh Hefner's a fucking loser, and like either was like asexual or whatever. Like every documentary I've seen, like the bunnies like slept by themselves. He wasn't very like touchy feely, except like for optics. And Marilyn Monroe was paid like $50 for that spread that she did for him, and like it wasn't nice the way that they did it. And then I don't know. I mean, he made millions and 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 millions. Marilyn, when she passed away, uh, like I think it's still I don't know, something was hidden or for a while. Sorry, I'm fucking with my breath. Something was hidden for a while. I don't know. I don't look into shit like this. But like her whole estate, so many people, like celebrities die. Okay, her estate questionable. You know who passed away with $11 million with no will in 2020? That guy, he was really cute. I didn't see any of those Marvel movies. The one that went like this, the melanated man. $11 million, no will. So I think like it all went to like his agency or some shit. Sloan talked about this, taking out life insurance policies on people that are struggling. So all of these, what do you call them? Handler, like these rungs in the fucking chain, they all have these policies on these artists. And a lot of them, I mean, it's a really sad thing. Luna de Mille. I don't know who Luna de Mille is, but I'm sure that's exactly how you say it. Luna de Mille. Chadwick. What's up, Lulu? No, we're talking about honeypotting. Have you ever heard about that? It's like an intelligence. We're learning. It's an intelligence way. My friend was worried that because there were so many like conscious people that were active on my channel so fast recently, like in the last few months, that there's honeypotting going on. And I was like, what's honeypotting? And she was like, Stepford wives, da 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 da. Da. And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't know exactly what you mean when you say that. I haven't seen the movie Stepford Wives. Honeypot. I get the concept of Stepford Wives. They all like, I don't know if they all become clones or they're all under mind control, but something like that, right? So whenever I type honeypot into DuckDuckGo, it keeps doing honey trapping. She wasn't saying honeypot, she was saying honey potting. Potting. Verb. Interpersonal, political, including, it keeps saying espionage, or monetary purpose. The honeypot or trap. So it's a honey trap. Involves making contact with an individual who has information. So I'm an individual that has information. I just want to make sure no one else is at risk. That's what I'm saying. Do you guys understand what I mean? Non-spam email. This other honeypots and espionage fiction. Honeypots who seduce former RIA terrorists. Oh, that's a movie, I guess. Well, okay, if I know Daydreamer Bear was working, but the Pooh's Grand Adventure, to find a pot of honey at his doorstep, failing to notice the note attached to it. After eating the contents and staining the note in honey, Pooh searches. Okay, so let's do honey trapping. Honey trapping. Honeypot is a trick, like an escort that blackmails you or files. Okay, you know about this. His royal doodliness. And if that has anything to do with, The Big Lebowski, I like you a lot already. That's, like, in the top 5 of my favorite movies of all time. So, why would my friend say that she was thinking that my channel was, like, possibly how like, I understand what you're saying, but in context, honeypotting, what would that mean? Because 'Cause you're talking about an individual. Like, how Marilyn Monroe like, what happened with Marilyn Monroe and, like, what is conjecture, but what I'm saying I feel like happened with Pamela Anderson, like, and Julian Assange. Like, I thought her visiting him was really random. Oh, good. I do like you. So what would my friend have meant by like okay, so basically we did a live the other day with a survivor and she was like telling us all these things that were very rare. And out of 18 people, like half the people had these things that were like 2% of the population. It had to do with different stuff that I'm just going to keep it. We're going to do another one, but she was like, I have a concern about intelligence agencies and honeypotting and or honeypotting or it keeps saying honey trapping, an investigative practice involving use of romantic sexual relationships. But do they bring women together? Like, would that be a theoretical thing? She meant like that women are being attracted to this channel, my channel, um, so that we all share information with each other. Felt like a lot more when it went in. The term honey trap is also used. Okay, I read that part. Um, Private investigators. Each assignment varies depending on what the agent and the client decide during their prior consultation. None of us have consulted anyone, so that's clear. A common assignment consists of the agent initiating contact with the subject through face-to-face interaction. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone else has anything interesting, we'll talk about it. Did you guys hear that? No, my friend thinks that, there's a lot going on right now, but in terms of, like, Google, YouTube land, that there people are watching people and collecting data and trying to get like, for example, people like Sloane Bella, who's a good friend of mine, a lot of those people follow this channel. She has psychic abilities. So, my friend is very protective over people that have abilities that the government might be interested in, and the information that comes out of them. I'm not psychic. I'm a crazy person. No one should listen to a word that comes out of my mouth. Like worried that my channel is attracting um have you ever seen The Men Who Dress Like Goats? What is it? It's about the psychic ninjas and the CIA. Yeah, men that dress like goats or something like that. Something like this. Like that this is like a mind control war. Is she was emphasizing a lot about that and that there's not a lot of authenticity out there. Men who stare at goats, thank you. Oh, that's cool. Did you just see honeypot and stumble on it? That would be funny. I've learned today about the honeypot. See, we learn something new every day, literally, don't we? What time is it in New Zealand? See, the way that you're explaining it kind of makes sense, but like the way Marilyn Monroe was used, would that be an accurate doodliness, royal doodliness of like a honeypot situation? in that situation, from what I can extrapolate, and, I wasn't there, it seems like she wasn't how do I say it? There are ways of being under mind control that you're not actually, like, under fucking mind control. You're just there are people around you swaying your decisions, and they're influencing you. And then the most important thing to remember, the most important thing to remember, the most important thing to remember is repetition, repetition, repetition is the most successful way to ingrain anything into your mind. So I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I support you, I support you, I support you. You're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. Everything's good, everything's good, everything's good. If it's not over and it's not okay, it's not over or whatever it is. Coercion? Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Um, mm, Not even coercion, just like there are different types of personalities that are like if someone wants fame, that's never been a desire of mine. But let's try to be in someone's shoes who wants fame. So the way that I value safety, they might value fame. Or the way I value, I don't know, the quality of my relationships with my animals. So they value fame. So we think of something they like that we value and just try to pretend like that's in place of that. So imagine that you desire fame. Whether you realize what a racket that is at any point in that fame game that you go and I can speak on this from a very unfortunately knowledgeable place. Um, Having watched somebody deteriorate as a person. Um, anyway, if you have that desire, imagine the devils and the evils and I mean, like, I don't even like saying that word out loud, devil, but, like, the shit that's gonna be that you have to navigate. So then, maybe you love it, being famous, maybe you don't, who knows what goes on in their head, but at one point, if you do decide you don't love it and you want out, there have to be ramifications or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's at such a level that everything and anything he's done, if it's all true and pure, like, I can't imagine not Kanye, talking about honeypot stuff. It's similar stuff that they'd be navigating, though. I wouldn't think it was as much coercion as, like, mind control and stuff like that. Um, but Yeah, like, I can't even understand what honeypotting would be because 'cause I'm trying to imagine a strong group of women in history that weren't controlled, and I can't. Yeah, the simple life. It's all about that and the little things, you know? The only time I ever sought attention was to bring and this is because I was told very specifically when I had yoga schools, is that I needed to use the internet to bring bodies into the studio, which made sense, you know? So funny because I wanna play music, but I know I can't. Hold on, let me go to free I have an idea. So, yeah, I guess it would just be like, I mean, like, I don't think Marilyn was talking to JFK and you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they were like, "Hey, go in there and ask her this." You know what I'm saying? Or him this. It was just all it's so, insidious. Here's when I understood a lot of that kind of stuff. When I went back to ask my family to help me, like, with something very, very legit. The answers and, like, the I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like unless you've, like, understood a lot of the really ridiculous stuff I've been through, I don't know. Maybe I'm off topic. Sorry. Thanks, Eric. Well, the Maryland thing is really fucking weird. Like, she was adopted and then, married that guy. Like, I've watched a few documentaries. Oh, the Hugh Hefner thing. So my friends, like, anybody that still thinks Hugh Hefner was like some fucking like party playboy, like that just makes me laugh. It's so stupid. There were tunnels under his house, under the Playboy mansion to the fucking um like some intelligence agency in Los Angeles. Like that's not normal. Um there was like every girl that was with him that was just like he was either gay or like a pedophile. He wasn't interesting, and he was definitely an agent, you know? Um, and they just the media again and oh, about that documentary, I didn't watch much of it, but they make it seem like, well, Esquire was doing this, and this magazine was doing this, and this magazine was doing this. Like they were all doing something fucking innovative or different. They were all still owned by the six motherfuckers that they're all owned by now. So making something like that in 2022 and lying to people like that is fucking bullshit. I think it's Netflix should really, really rethink being such assholes to people. Yeah, Marilyn was hi Cheeky Monkey. I tried to get the Stardust, the really giggly one, and instead they had Stardust, but this one tested higher. And it also made me laugh. It's called Midnight Hotel. But like look at it. It looks like so Hollywood. It's so funny. Anyway, yeah, Marilyn was, like, worked to death, man. I mean but do you know that she had her own studio? Thank you! Thank you, Angela! Do you know she had her own studio, Angela? I mean, it was, like, totally a fucking I mean, it was, like I think it was within 3 years of her passing and probably, like, "Yeah, sure, we'll give you your own studio." Do you see what I'm saying, though? They're snakes. They don't do anything like real people. They're all cowards. You know? But she actually opened her own studio for, like, a minute. Since then, and I think there hasn't been anyone else except for the big 6. There's, like, 6 studios in Hollywood, you know? And I don't think the number 6 is random, it's stupid. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Angela. But not the Paris Hilton Simple Life. Do you remember that? Oh my gosh, my sister and I spoke about breaking code silence because I told her everything that happened in the programming center, whatever. And she had Paris Hilton, who she had spoken so negatively about before. I hate her. Blah, blah, blah. She's like a different kind of Hollywood than me. And when she had Paris Hilton on there kissing her ass the way that she did on her podcast, I was just like, I don't know what this is, but I never want anything to do with it. I was like, breaking code silence. Good night, Lulu. The Jesuits are up to it again, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Also, more, I think I messaged with somebody about this, but more and more, guys, we need to forgive people, stay in our power. I think I talked about earlier being balanced, not letting things get to us, no drama, no fighting. Um, People are going through really tough stuff, and you're going through tough stuff too, and I'm going through tough stuff. But as much as we can, I'm not saying swallow our stuff now, but as much as we can swallow our own stuff now, swallow it and be there for other people. Be selfless now. As selfless as you've ever been in your life, I would recommend we all be right now. That's what I'm doing. One of my closest friends has been going through a lot, and I'm the kind of person, it's like, I don't wanna I don't wanna win. I want us all to win, you know? Like, anyway, but there's things, like, that have to be, like I'm a person that remembers, like, everything. So it's just, like, there's, like, literally, like, 15 things that were just incongruent. Thank you, JR. Okay, I'm gonna take another hit. Oh, I really appreciate the super chats. Um, there was, like, 15 things that were kind of, like, they all added up to feel like I had something that I needed to, like, this is, like, somebody that is a very important person. So we have to think about how little some of the shit we talk to about the people that we love the most and that have shown us the most support, consistency, and, like, reflection of hopefully what we're doing. And I'm like, all that little stuff, like, I will figure out how to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a micro example of what I'm saying. I just think we all need to be less hurt, I'll say butthurt, and less sensitive. And it's easier for a lot of us. I'm super sensitive, especially with people that are super close to me. But let's be less sensitive for like the next week and be as empathetic as possible. What comes to mind is Saint it's Saint Francis of Assisi, the seek to may I seek more to understand than to be understood. May I seek more to love than to be loved. May I seek more to the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. How do you do that? How do you do what? Become less selfish? Let's do it together right now. It's really easy. For the next 7 days, starting right now, we're all gonna be less selfish and more selfless. For the next 7 days, we're all gonna be less selfish and more selfish. For the next 7 days, whenever we have a chance to either think about ourselves or think about someone else, we are gonna think about someone else and not ourselves. I'm not saying if you're in an abusive relationship, take punches to the face for the next 7 days. No, I'm saying I had very valid things that I needed to have a conversation about, and I felt like I needed to communicate, but they're not important because they're only going to upset her. They're only going to go back in time, and when I think about it, they're not that important. I'm not comparing her stuff to my stuff. I'm just saying I'm deciding to let her stuff be more important and that I want to be a friend and to understand her and like just burn incense and sage and like really it's not when I write it down, it's not that much. And I want to do that for our friendship and for when you think about it, every single thing that you do is it's not just for my relationship with this specific person. Every time we do things like this, it like has a ripple effect on the universe, on the global consciousness. I'm just by saying that, I'm giving you guys, conscious and subconscious, permission to do the same or something that resonates in some area or level or part or facet of your life, if that makes sense. And every little thing is really the biggest thing ever because we're all connected in that way. It's very rare that I feel like I can say something and you guys all got it, but I think you guys all got it. Exercise every single day, it's so important. Even if it's just breathing and stretching and feeling your body. Yes, JR. Um, Also, some blood types need it so much more than others, like, it's imperative. Um, if you are like, there's a few people that message me and stuff, and they're healing, like, serious stuff, like, they're not able to go jogging and stuff. Try, like, a hot bath where just the temperature raises your heart rate a little bit and you sweat some, or a sauna if it's available, or just gentle stretching, breathing. Meditation is not negotiable right now. A different man every night. Who, you? This is mature in spirit and universe. Yes, got it. I like what you're saying. I'm also wondering how you don't get drained emotionally. Hmm. How do I not get drained emotionally? I think if I wasn't speaking, and honestly, this channel's made me so happy in that I feel like I'm like reaching people in what I'm saying. If I didn't have like an outlet to be of service and be able to speak so much knowledge that is in me, that might drain me emotionally. I hope that makes sense. I think it was Cheeky Monkey. Cheeky Monkey. That's an ice cream too. Yeah, Ashley is on. We love you. What are the chickens doing? I love you too. I love everything you say. You're so intellectually and spiritually. Thank you. I am your reflection. We can only ever see in other people what exists and what I like to say we own inside of us. So when we see something we don't like I know, I'm like, what is it? Or like, I'm very stubborn. We're all works in progress, don't ever like I think it's so much more toxic to sorry, my contact's like moving. I think it's much more toxic to think or operate in any sort of negative way than positive. Like no matter where any of us are, it's perfect. Yeah, there's a saying. How's it go? Do you know where you're supposed to be? It's exactly where you are. Yeah. Well, that's I think what my friend was saying. She's like, it's amazing how many like active, like-minded people you have. But the stuff that happened the other day was like really rare, like blood type, really rare, like I'll just do it now. How many people have memories before the age of 7? Say yes if you have. I'm not going to tell you if it's rare to have them or not. If you have had memories before 7. So there's 18 people in here now. I'm going to look up free hip hop. Free boom bap. That's what I found before. If you have memories, not like just slips, because what okay, I'm gonna wait for a second and see. Um Free boom bap. It's a thing. Oh, but I'll just do the waves. Where do you find the perfect project Have you guys noticed this is a pet peeve, little things like this. In 2019, first of all, in 2019, they didn't have non-skippable ads. Also in 2019, the longest YouTube commercial was like 2 seconds or 3 seconds. It's like 5 seconds now. That might sound little, but we can talk about TikTok too. We can talk about TikTok too. I didn't even oh, yes I did. Um TikTok is 7 seconds, right? So my idea I don't like TikTok, I don't have it. But I'm concerned about is that it's shortening people's attention spans, which are short enough already. Um, and then stealing more time with commercials. Think about it. It's only 2 seconds longer than you're allowed to do on TikTok. Okay. Yeah, so let's cut it off for the memories thing. I'm going to tally it. So my memories before, sorry, I'm going to have to fix my contact. My memories before the age of 7 are very uh, far and few between. I remember being at the Washington Mall and like jumping in the fountain where people throw pennies and stuff. And I don't know if I got in trouble or not, but my parents like got me out of there. But I remember like few other things like slices. And apparently it's very rare to have memory before 7. Every child is tested at the age of 2 on this planet. Every child is tested for, I guess, genetic proper like possibilities and probabilities at the age of 2. I don't know what that testing is, but to have dreams before 7 is very, very rare. Um, I don't know exactly what that means. We were talking about it in the conversation. I guess people get memories back, but people are memory erased. People that have their memories before age 7 are very rare. I love it when people tell me what to do. Little apple dumpling. Are you a male or a female? Because you're not my mommy and you're not my daddy. I know that. But you're fucking bossy. I'm gonna get eye drops. Stop yelling at me. You don't owe me anything. Thank you for being here. Yes, I can remember my grandfather dying when I was 4. I was very close to him. YouTube messed up my bank card. Fuck YouTube. They haven't even paid me. um, yeah, I remember infomercials. They still have infomercials in a way, but in a way, everything's kind of an infomercial now. Having deja vu at 4 or like having deja vu now of being 4. I used to shoot out of my body. I lived on Bedford Street and count every house at night on Bedford Street. You mean memory of day to day female with contacts just to like my now? No, I'm thoughtful anyway. I was just being playful. Whenever someone tells me what to do, I'm like, you're not my mom and you're not my dad. It's just a stupid thing. Um, like if you have memory, like if you, I mean, it's really, it's like the way that I was told to ask the question. Do you have memories before 7? You're like you'll feel yes or no. I'm gonna take your advice and get eye drops because I have them. Say what? What about infomercials though? I'll be right back. I'm gonna put drops in my eyes. Hey, chicken butt. Say who? Chicken poo. Say how? I forgot that one. I'm gonna eat, you guys. I just got hungry again. I was doing the same thing you're doing. What were you doing that I'm doing? Oh, with your eyes? I just put drops in. I was doing the same thing you're doing. Mine was real irritated, and her eyes are so precious. I just took it. See, I have to take my lenses out. I'm not good about that. I have the sleepy ones, and you're not supposed to sleep with them, but I do sometimes. You're also not supposed to put the solution straight in your eyes. I do that sometimes too. I want to go to get glasses and just wear glasses. I want to be a glasses girl. I had glasses and I lost them. So I have to go to an optometrist and get glasses. Bye. Thanks, cheeky monkey. I was on my way out. I love it when I say I'm leaving and I don't leave. And someone will just be cute and be like, bye. I'm like, okay, I can take a hint. I'm out. You can hang up first. 18 months old, the doctor. I'm sorry, that sounds really fucking traumatic. Hi, Ron. We love newbies. This was just a random one. And Cheeky Monkey told me it's time to go, so I'm out. Just kidding. I do want to eat pizza. No, not getting pizza. I'm gonna eat rice. Bye. I love you guys. Mwah. It's Friday night. You know what my friend told me to do today? That was such great advice. She said, Ashley, do something that makes you feel so in love with yourself. And I just took a shower with Himalayan salt. I don't know if you guys know about taking showers with Himalayan salt, the pink one. You can get it anywhere. It cleanses everything off you. It's super nice and exfoliates on your face. And so I took like a Himalayan salt shower. It was such a treat. So even just little things like that. The power of a shower, I think, is so very underestimated. Just taking a shower switches up the energy. Taking a walk, excuse me, if you have a dog, especially, they always want to go out. You can't take them out enough. Um, exercising. Whenever you exercise, you're pumping out positive endorphins and all these other great uh, neurotransmitter cells that flood your body with good feelings. Meditation daily, non-negotiable right now. The takeaway, the endro. When there's an intro, which was just, what was the intro? Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Live. So the outro is, let's all try to pause whatever happens from tonight till next Saturday, and we'll regroup next Saturday. Anything that happens, especially with people that we love and that love us back, we're going to put our own stuff aside and try to be there more for them. Anybody that loves us and we love them, so this is not applied to abusive relationships. You don't get to, this is not let your boyfriend punch you in the face for the next 7 days after he's been doing that for 7 years or whatever. You guys understand what I'm saying? Anybody that we love and loves us for the next week, we will think of them, not us. So if something comes up, if they get upset, whatever, if we get upset, let's try not to lean. Remember Stuart Wilde says, when in doubt, lean out. Let's try to really build up our inner strength and resiliency. There's nothing that we're not strong enough to heal or handle ourselves. And I'll be here all night. Okay, bye. Wait, who's KHJ? KHJ? Krishnamurti? No. The doc was trying to give me a vagina and told him to fuck off. Holy shit, that is a memory. That is a memory. AC, I knew we were fucking cosmic. Every car they've ever made put our initials in it on a button. Don't you get that? I got that at a very young age. People try to say, "Ashley, it's the air conditioner button. Calm down. It's not about you." I said, "Yeah, maybe, but I think my initials have something to do with the importance of this too." AC, I don't think I was off on this one, at least not by much. We can talk about it next time. I love you guys. Bye. Talk amongst yourselves.